Hello, everybody. This is Russell B. Couples on a point of interest that may concern you. It's called gun safety. I think everybody should have a gun now, even those that don't like guns, because they kill people. Ooh, that's scary. Well, let me show you something I carry every day on my hip. Let me see if I can get him on here. This is a Versa 380 Thunder. Alright, there is a few things that you should know before carrying a gun. Let me unload it first. Off the magazine now. There's my magazine. Get back over here. Don't like looking in the mirror. There's my bullets. It is now clean. Whoop. There's my one that was in the chamber. This particular gun has a decocker right here. We'll pull it down and the hammer will automatically go up. This is the reason I'm able to carry one in the back, because it's got this decocker and safety together. But what I wanted to show you was this gun cannot hurt anyone by itself. It cannot. I must be pointing it right here. I've got a block wall. I've got a block wall on this side. I'm not pointing it at nobody, even though it is unloaded. No bullet. See? No bullet. It is clear. Alright. This, see where my trigger finger is? That is safety on. This thing's got a safety up here on the slide. Most guns have safety, but not all of them, like a Glock or whatever. Except for this. See where my finger is at? It is not in the trigger hole. This finger does not go in the trigger hole unless I intend to shoot something. Alright, that is number one safety. Your number one safety is up here. You do not put your finger in the trigger hole unless you're fixing to pull the trigger. You do not point this gun at nobody. This gun is right now pointing toward a block wall to my left here. This gun is not pointing at nobody. It does not point at nobody ever. Period. If I am carrying it, I put it down beside me with my finger right here. And that's the way I carry this gun. But I have a holster on my hip that I put this gun in. I do have a weapons carry permit. That is my handgun permit badge. You don't have to have one, but the reason I carry this is because people see this badge and then they associate that with the legality of me carrying this gun. If not, I'm just a redneck toting a gun. That's the only reason I have this. And I do wear my gun on my hip legally via this. And I've also got a permit in my wallet. Alright. Now, if you are thinking about getting a handgun to carry, I want to give you a piece of advice. Go to the dollar store, Dollar Tree, any kind of Walmart, wherever, and buy you a toy gun. A toy gun with a trigger guard. It don't have to look like one that you're thinking about purchasing, but it does need to be a gun with a trigger guard. Alright, now when you I want you to carry that gun around the house, and every time that finger goes in the trigger hole, you kick your own butt. Every time that toy gun points at something that should not be pointing at, you kick your own butt, and you will actually learn how to tote a gun safely. I think all children need to know gun safety. All adults need to know gun safety. The gun itself cannot harm no one. It is the person that is holding the weapon that is dangerous. Alright? Now, and I mean that. This gun is not nothing but an inanimate object until you pick it up and then you make it, you give it a life. You do. The gun cannot get a life on its own. If it does, you need to call an exorcist. Okay? All right, now, like I said, this particular gun has a decocking mechanism, um, which is right here. All guns do not have this. This is, let's see. That's my slide stop right there. That's my, I cannot get used to this. It's like looking in the mirror. That's my eject button for my magazine right there. And that is the trigger right there. That is what you don't want to mess with unless you fix to fire that gun. You must always learn your weapon. Make sure it's unloaded, double and triple check. Get used to the way your weapon feels in your hand. This particular gun, it has become an extension of me. I can hit just about anything I want to with it. That and it being a fine, inexpensive pistol. Like I said, it's a Bursa Thunder 380. Picked this particular gun up for about $239, I think is what I gave for it, plus tax and registration fee, which it is registered. It must be if you're going to have to use it for self-protection. It must be registered, because if it's not and you have to shoot somebody, which I hope to never have to, I hope it's a big honking waste of time. But if I ever have to, this gun is registered, so therefore they cannot get me on illegal weapons charge and me go to jail. So that's, and you are responsible for where this bullet goes. The reason I carry a 380, or if I'm not carrying a 380, I carry a 45. A 9mm is known for over penetrating. So is a 357 SIG. So is a 357 Magnum. Over penetrating means it will go through the person that you're having to neutralize and hit something in behind it. You're responsible for that bullet. So therefore, use a 45 if possible. A 40 caliber is a good weapon. This 380 is a little bit small. You have to make sure of placement when you do fire this weapon at somebody. Like I said, I'm very efficient with it, so I have no problem there. So I just wanted to run over that with you, a few safeties. Um, a gun that is not loaded, however, is worthless unless you go and chunk it at somebody. The gun must be loaded. Now, I don't mean there must be one in the pipe. You must get used to cycling the slide quickly to put one in the chamber if you do not have a safety like this particular gun here. Um, so I hope I helped you a little bit on gun safety and made you feel a little more comfortable with a weapon. Always keep the gun with you at all times. If there's kids in the house, keep that weapon with you at all times. There is no chance the child can get it and harm themselves unless you can put it in a locked safe box. I personally don't believe in a locked safe box. I don't believe in the trigger locks unless it's a gun that I'm not going to carry, and then I do lock them up. But my personal primary weapon, which is this one, I work in very dusty conditions, and this gun here does not mind that at all. It just don't care, and it's a cheap enough weapon to where I don't have to worry about marking it up, scuffing it up like you see the wear up there on the end of the slab. But a gun that is unloaded is basically worthless. It's worthless. You know, you have to be able to access that weapon and its projectile quickly in case of emergency. So just keep that in mind. Always know where your gun is at all times. Always. And hopefully it will be like I said about this one. Hopefully it is a big honking waste of time and you'll never have to use it. But if you do have to use it, you'll have it. Make sure it's registered. Make sure you're legal. and make sure you know what you're pointing at, and make absolutely sure that finger does not go in the trigger hole. See right there, it's on the side. This right here's got a disassembly lever, which is a very good point to put your finger. Matter of fact, some people put little pieces of felt or little piece of some type of friction pad or something right there, just to give them a spot to always put their fingers. It's called a memory mark. I mean, I use this disassembly lever as my memory mark on this particular gun. And on the other side, if I carry it with my left hand, I use it goes all the way through. See that little bump right there? That is on my other side. That's what I use to put my finger on the other side. It's just muscle memory. Again, the gun is pointing at a block wall over here, actually a filing cabinet. But anyway, I hope I made it a little more comfortable for you about a weapon. See my hammer? It is down safely on a round. I just put one in the pipe. Now I laid the gun down safely right in front of me. I know that the safety's on. I'm going to put my one that was in the pipe back in the magazine. Rotate your magazines every 2 weeks. Always try to have 2 magazines. If you can, have 3. 2 of them loaded at all times, 1 in your pocket, 1 in the gun, if it's a semi-automatic, which this weapon is, and leave 1 bare, and then rotate them. Number them on the bottom, 1, 2, and 3, and then rotate them to where you always. The reason being is because this thing has a spring in it. And if that spring gets weak, it will not feed properly. And if it does not feed properly, then you're in danger of getting shot or hurt by weapons malfunction. So always rotate your magazines. This one right here is a fresh magazine. It's good last week. So next week I'll need to rotate that. I've only got 2 magazines for this particular weapon. On my 45, I've got 8, I think. So it's no problem. And on my wife's 40 caliber Glock, same way. Especially on the Glock, always make sure that finger stays there instead of in here, because the Glock will go off because it has no safety. Okay? Now I'm going to safely return this because it's loaded and ready for action. I'm going to safely return this back to my holster. Now again, notice where my finger is. I hope I helped you some. And I hope you take heed and get you a weapon and be safe. Love you all. Bye.